guys, my name is AJ with Top 10 Nerd, and these are the top 10 superheroes holding back incredible power. Alright, let's get something straight here. Bobby Drake is one of the most powerful superheroes, period. Because his power isn't over ice or cold, it's based on molecular motion. He has the power to influence the speed of molecules, thereby freezing or melting things. This power is obscenely powerful. It's been shown to prevent nuclear explosions. He created ice walls so thick and strong it contained the Hulk, with the thought he can freeze the molecules in a person and dissipate their body. He has the ability to block other mutants from accessing their powers, and in organic ice form you can destroy his body and he can still reform it, making him pretty much invincible. He can use the surrounding moisture to grow in size and gaining superhero strength in the process. Even though he's done all these things, he still hasn't tapped all of his potential. So guys, he's S tier, what can I say? At number 9 is the Sentry. Honestly, this dude should probably be at number 1, but what can I say? I'm a bit biased. The Sentry is a big shot in the Marvel world who packs a serious punch. He's matched up against the Hulk in a brawl and can shoot out energy blasts like nobody's business. Plus, he's got this mind mojo that could probably touch all minds around the globe. But here's the kicker. His mind is a mess. He's got this dark side called the Void that messes things up whenever he tries to do good. The more good he does, the worse the Void acts out to balance it. So he's actually scared to max out all of his abilities because he's afraid of what might happen in terms of his alter ego, the Void. Once his brain went haywire, and thanks to Norman Osborn's sneaky tricks, Sentry went berserk on Asgard, on all of Asgard, nearly taking it down on his ones. He even tore the Greek god of war Ares into two without breaking a sweat. It was only when he got a grip on his mind for a bit that he held the Void off, letting Thor finish the job. If you're enjoying the video so far, please support the channel by pressing like, subscribing to Top 10 Nerd, and ringing the notification bell. It helps get the video be seen to more people, and it's free, so why not? At number 8 is Dr. Fate. This dude wields crazy magical powers. Like, think magic on a whole nother level. This guy can do a bunch of stuff like casting spells, reading minds, moving things with his mind, telekinesis. Plus, everybody who's taken on the role of Dr. Fate can make themselves crazy strong and basically invincible. But their power isn't limited by some external force or lack of mojo. No, it's all about control. Dr. Fate's power is reigned by the person wearing the helmet, the host. Without the host, Fate is just powerless. The host's mind clashes with the source of this magic sometimes, Naboo, but if they don't agree on what to do, the host can slam the brakes on Fate's power trips. At number 7 is Doctor Strange. Despite being the mega sorcerer supreme dude, he has this thing where he's holding back a ton of power. Like, seriously, the guy's got magic mojo that could basically sort out all conflicts in a snap. In the big Civil War mess, the Watchers said Strange could have just blinked and ended the whole ordeal. But what does he do instead? Chilling in his quiet time, hoping everyone else would just, get along. After that, when he finally gets into action in the new Avengers crew, he's holding back his powers like crazy. But when he's forced to ramp it up and use the heavy duty stuff, especially against the Hulk, he totally messes the Hulk up. However, diving into these dark magic vibes costs him big time. He eventually would come to lose his title as the Sorcerer Supreme because he went too deep into the dark side of magic. That's where all the power is, though. At number 6 is Professor Xavier, the big brain behind the X-Men. He packs a serious telepathic punch. He's almost like a superhero wizard in the X-Men universe, as only a handful can match his mind-meddling prowess. Picture this, he can slip into multiple minds simultaneously, chat across crazy distances, and even erase memories. The thing is, Xavier's mind isn't all sunshines and rainbows. At one point, a spooky Xavier doppelganger took a swing at the new-gen X-Men. It was his repressed dark side breaking loose due to a whole bunch of stress. Then, down the line, a mashup of his power and Magneto's worst bits birthed Onslaught. This guy was super mega powerful and mega bad. He took a truckload of heroes to zap him out. Now Xavier's pushing daisies, but in comic land, staying unalive isn't permanent. At number 5 is the Flash. See, the thing about force, not the speed force just yet, although I'll talk about it in a second, but just applied force in general, is that the strength behind your blow is dependent on the mass of your fist and the acceleration. And while Barry's got a thin frame, he basically maxes out the acceleration, meaning he can pack a serious punch. See, Barry Allen's not just about running fast. He's got a lot more under his red suit. Barry packs a punch with his powers generating crazy amounts of energy and tapping into something called the Speed Force, which basically grants him mind-bending abilities like time travel and hopping between dimensions. So why doesn't he unleash his full power? Maybe because he's scared of turning out like a speedster foes, or a subconscious reluctance due to his painful past losing his folks and dealing with his dad's wrongful imprisonment. At number 4 is Franklin Richards. Franklin Richards, son of Mr. Fantastic and the Invisible Woman, is a big deal in Marvel Comics. Imagine having the strength of a god, but being just a kid. As a toddler, he had these mind-bending abilities that were super risky. His dad, Mr. Fantastic, thought it was better to wait until Franklin was older before letting him loose with these powers. Then there was this huge incident called Onslaught that I mentioned earlier. The bad guy wanted to get even more powerful by teaming up with Franklin. Franklin's reality-bending skills helped Onslaught fight off big shots like the X-Men, the Avengers, and more. Sadly, some heroes ended up sacrificing themselves to stop Onslaught. But Franklin's powers are so epic that space gods called the Celestials even took notice. Now recently, even though his powers have been nerfed, they seem to be making a comeback, so when the Fantastic Four do make a comeback, Franklin might just hold the key to saving, or maybe even deciding the fate of the whole universe yet again. At number 3 is Superman. Superman, you know, that superhero dude, seriously strong. Like, seriously strong. He's got all these powers that are like, make him faster than a speeding bullet, stronger than a train, jump really high, but here's the thing, he has to hold back, like, all the time. Like, imagine having to open a door gently, afraid that you might yank it off its hinges by accident. That's basically his daily life. When he fights bad guys, he can't just go all out. No, he has to be careful not to wreck everything around him, and including the bad guy's face. Even the baddest of bad guys like Darkseid or Doomsday can't match him, so he's gotta play smart. His powers of flying and shooting lasers from his eyes are pretty awesome for beating baddies, but he's gotta be careful. At number 2 is Goku. Now I know this one isn't Marvel or DC, but I'm sure y'all can forgive me, because Goku is just a badass. Originally thought to be from Earth, this Saiyan warrior with extraordinary strength packs some serious punch. But he often holds back, so like he can unleash mind-bending top-tier strength whenever he wants, but he never really does. See, Goku's got this thing where he holds back during fights, as a superhero can defeat the bad guys in a snap, but he decides to take it slow, giving the villains a chance to catch up. Weird, but that's Goku for you. He's got this move called the Ki, thinking of it as a superpower juice that he can shoot from his hands, but instead of going all out and ending fights quick, he enjoys stretching out the battles. He fought this dude called Cell once, but he didn't go full throttle because he just wanted to keep things interesting. He'd rather have a thrilling fight than just outright crush his opponents. The thing is, with hardly anyone in his universe capable of matching his strength, Goku rarely shows what he's really made of. And at number 1 is Spider-Man. Like I said, you guys, I'm biased. But not really, because Spider-Man often seems to have power that's kind of on the down low. See, back in the day, Spidey had a tough time fighting big baddies like the Sinister Six. But fast forward, and now he's slinging punches with the best of them, even taking down the Hulk in one comic arc. During the Superior Spider-Man storyline where Doc Ock takes over Spider-Man's body, things got really eye-opening as Doc Ock threw a punch at Scorpion, thinking that he knew Spidey's strength, but bam! He ended up accidentally ripping Scorpion's jaw right off his head. That shocked Doc Ock big time and made him realize that Spider-Man was holding back all this immense power every time they clashed. Imagine all those fights where Spider-Man could have crushed his enemies with one hit, but he didn't. Superheroes holding back their full strength might be all about responsibility or just not wanting to hurt anyone too bad. Sometimes, it's mind-blowing to see what they could do if they unleashed their full power. And as always, if there is a super powerful villain that keeps it to himself that you think I've missed, feel free to let me know down in the comments. And maybe, just maybe, this video gets enough attention, I'll include your suggestions in the next iteration of this list. This has been AJ Spatola with Top 10 Nerd, and I'll catch you all in another video. Later, nerds.